Marcus at halftime. I was like, well, they tried, didn't they? So, but we'll get into on the court. But it was so bad.
It's funny, Steve, that you and I have not talked at all about this, right?
Not at all. Mm-mm.
But I've been on complete island, like in my own mind, with that group, with that the commentating group, right? It was bad, and I was thinking, like, is somebody doing this as a favor to keep him not to be more alive?
Yeah,
somebody's putting Boeheim intentionally on my TV as a favor because he didn't want to retire. Because, like I said, everybody knows, you always hear about people going passing after they retire.
Right.
So I'm like, is this a favor for him? Like,
Yeah.
It's just, I agree with you 100%. It was not enjoyable to listen to it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was true. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not even one of those that really cares about Corey Alexander, like all the lecturing the fans. Like, I'm like, whatever, man. They all do.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
To an extent. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I don't really care about that. So this isn't like that's centric to me, but it was just, the conversation was just erratic.
And why are they
points they were making?
Why are they three wide anyway?
Yeah, I'm like, why is there three people? I mean, like,
sometimes it's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking last night, like Corey Alexander. They're like, oh, the All ACC team, and Corey Alexander's now. What people got to remember is this is for the whole season, not just the tournament. And Louisville lost 5 games out of conference. And like, okay, so we shouldn't have a first teamer, I guess is what you're saying. Like, what are we talking about here? So you don't feel like Chucky is worthy in conference? Like,
because Steve, we could play Pops' favorite game. Let me grant you your argument.
Yeah,
because everyone deemed the ACC was terrible this year because they put such an onus on non-conference performance. So that means everybody in the ACC sucked in the non-conference.
Good point. That's a great point. So everybody sucks. And like, I don't know, Jim Boeheim kind of just says some, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I want to get to the game. But yeah, point being, I was like, yeah, somebody said like Jim Boeheim smacking his gums is like ASMR. Because like, he's just, and he tries to make like, you know how like Bill Walton had a brand, and it was like he would say crazy stuff, and you're like, it's Bill Walton, though, man. Like, you tune in for that. Boeheim kind of does it, but he's not funny. Like,
right?
Like,
I thought his bit was going to be like a funny curmudgeon.
Me too.
That's what I thought it was.
Because he's a coach.
Yeah, and it might be because of that.
Yeah, he's a coach. Yeah, like he's talking about basketball, what he does like and what he doesn't like. So we're just hearing his raw coaching emotion when he sees a play, and it's like, dude, you're not coaching this team, and you seem like you're a bit of a you're not the biggest fan of Louisville. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
I mean, there's that,
but personal. But you hear it coming out. Like, you don't have the true. Okay, you know what? It's like a coach who hasn't adjusted to the time. The style of play, and just so many little comments are very unappreciative and unacknowledging of the game. But again, it's like, listen, I always go back to my boy P-Shot, Steve Peterson, telling me, Marcus, do you realize who Coach Crum has coached? He said, you suck.
Yeah. Sure.
My friend told me that, and it just hit me like, okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have nothing against even like Coach Boeheim.
When Boeheim watches this basketball, he's like, y'all suck. Everybody sucks. I had Carmelo Anthony.
I know.
You know
right. That's what I say. Like, it's not personal for me with any of them. Like, I don't really like, I don't got a problem with Jim Boeheim. But like, even like, okay, like this texter, it's a good point. Okay. Like Corey Alexander apparently went on I had already turned him down by then, but I heard this from a buddy of mine too. Went on a thing when James Scott's mask broke. Like, he went on a full rant about like the coaching staff was being a little irresponsible putting him back out there without his mask. And like, it's like, Well, Corey, have you noticed that when you look at our bench, we've got 5 guys in street clothes, and oh yeah, hey, the guy that started, have you noticed he's not playing either? Guess what, Corey? We're doing the best we can, okay?
And
we want to make sure we don't lose the game.
Corey,
James Scott was ready to play with his teeth hanging
that's what
out
I
of
was
his
that
mouth.
Nikki,
I'm pretty sure he's fine.
Exactly. He's trying to fight to get out the dentist chair to get back on the court. Like, no, like, and Corey, I know you know the story, but again, I did see it from his point of view too. Just like, if you can do anything to get to the finish line without him, it's like, ugh. But
sure,
but yeah,
but obviously, but then let it go,
right?
And just say, man, they probably, if there's any way you can not play him without that mask, man, but hey, but he's a tough kid, and he went in, and then obviously Louisville's going through some things injury wise right now, and it's just a situation they're in, and bring it back since you're a freaking ACC announcer,
right?
Bring it back to like, hey, this is an ACC team that you see what they're going through. I mean, you imagine, and they're still winning instead of just like, I don't know. It's just Paul and Bob were great. And it was just so refreshing. It's the first time I've ever, and it was only like 30 seconds, but it was the first time I've ever like had the patience to just hold pause for 30 seconds, let it catch up, hit play. And I was like, this is incredible. Yeah, it was so nice to hear.
Just line it right on up.
Yeah, and all that. So yeah, it was so anyways, there was that part of the game. Luckily I'll be there for senior night on Saturday, which we'll get to later and tomorrow.
Okay, game.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, well, first off, it was another game where, I mean, just add it to the chapter book of the story of this season, where you come into it, and I don't know. We'll talk to Dr. Patel here in about 10 minutes or so. I did notice at the beginning of the game that Rain Smith had a calf sleeve on.
Okay, it stood out to you.
That was pre him going out. So I don't know if this was something that maybe was already a thing and just kind of re-aggravated or what, but we'll talk with Dr. Patel about that. But the whole thing is, on that one, it's another game where 5 minutes into the game, I mean, Louisville's, you're without him. I want to get to personnel later, and I know we want to keep it big picture, but I'm just going to say it right now. Noah's grade went way up. Kadir is now my Noah Waterman. Traore is now my Noah Waterman. Everything, I'm blaming everything on you. What the hell are you doing out there? What are you doing, son? Like, I mean, like, I felt like I was coaching high school basketball again. You're looking at him going, what are you doing? So many times in that game. It was like, and even to the final possession, Marcus, when there's 4 subs in the game, and Kadir's like, I'm just going to take it myself, and dribble off his foot. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing, Kadir? I felt like that was the whole game last night, man. I mean, one time, Chase was sitting behind the bench last night because Chase is awesome. Chase said, Kadir goes in, Kelsey grabs him, says, hey, something to him. He goes in, one trip down the court, said Kelsey turns around and says, get him out! And pulls him right back out, and he's like, again, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I just talked to you. Go sit down. Like, golly. That kid's got to give us something, man.
We need something out of here.
Something. Good night.
That's a vertical dunk.
Yeah, and he's a crazy athlete like that. And that's the thing, and that's in traffic. Like, it was a good cut. But it's like, that shouldn't stick out like a sore thumb, dude. I haven't even looked at Kadir's stat line. I'm going to do this live on air really quick, because if it's good, I'll eat my words.
If he has,
but I've not even pulled.
When you say good, you mean impactful.
Just decently impactful. Okay, last night he had 14 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound.
Frank Anselm eBay is the only person that played less minutes, and he had 2 rebounds.
And he had 2 rebounds.
Noah Waterman.
Hey, Noah, listen. I don't even want to get to Noah before Dr. Patel because I want to just poop on Kadir really quick while I'm getting aggravated. But we're going to get to Noah Waterman. That's how you play. That's how you play. All right, but anyways, but yeah, man, it's like, come on, man, we gotta have something.
We need your athleticism, and you're a 5th year, or you're a 4th-year senior. Is he a 5th-year senior?
Yeah.
He might. Is he a 5th?
Know.
He's a senior.
He's a senior, though. Senior. Like we'll honor him on Saturday. Yeah.
Right. And being a senior, I expect more safety with the basketball first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I gotta know that you can get from the basketball. You can probe to see if you have a shot to get to the basket. You should be able to do those things. You should be able to try to get to the basket. If you can't get it, pivot, pass it out comfortably.
Yeah.
I should be able to swing it where you find a mismatch. You should have a go-to move or two by your senior year.
Marcus, me and you are both big. I'm sorry. I mean to cut you off. Keep that point because I love what you're saying there. But me and you are both big on the stats don't always tell the story. But with him, even watching it, it was like, even if I was prepared to look at that box score and he had 4 points and 5 rebounds, and I was still going to be like, yeah, but he was not good. He didn't do anything. If he had 4 points and 5 rebounds, that's all he did, because he did nothing off the ball. You know what I mean? Like, and to my point, he had nothing. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But because little things, what you're saying, like that may not be in the stat line. Him having one move where he can get there, jump stop, he kicks it out, then that guy makes a pass, and you get a bucket. He don't even do that.
Yes.
It's nothing.
You should be putting some pressure on the defense. Right? You should be able to put some pressure on the defense, as athletic as you are, on the rebounding, the defense. I'll take it a step further. Your facial expressions after a mistake.
Oh, don't even get me started on his body language. His body language pissed me off more in his game. I mean that.
Right.
Listen, it's funny, but I'm serious about that. Your body language pissed me off more than how you're playing. That wasn't you earlier. What happened?
Right. You look like you don't want to be talking. And the last thing I'll say before we get hit the early
I'm
break.
sorry, and I've cut you off 3 or 4 times.
The other thing I don't like to see, I really hate to see this, when a bench player like Traore's in a game, and I start seeing air traffic controllers moving people out the way, having it.
Yep.
Gosh darn it! If I'm the coach, I don't want to see this air traffic control team. I don't want to see people point. Don't run up the court on the wrong side. You should understand your position, your gravitational pull. This is why I put my chess pieces out here and put them in a specific, position to have an advantage. Or when the ball gets swung to you, I want you to have an advantage. And when you start off a possession where a guy looks like he's waiting to run, that little jump step, then go, right?
Yep.
That's just like, we know you're just waiting to make a cut. Like, be a basketball player, son. Be a basketball player. This is the funniest thing in the world. I told you, Steve, every time the ball would go a different direction, Troy Escalade Jackson would do he would do about 2 skips, and then he would start running, right? Davenport, Scott Davenport, Coach Davenport, he would just show that skip over and over again. Like, why are you doing this? Like,
what are you doing?
The ball's going the other direction. You don't need 2 skips before you get up to full speed running. You turn and you go. And they just turned that into the funniest. What is the blooper reel? what's it, yakety sticks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yakety sacks or whatever. Yeah, that just
Yes.
remind me. Yeah, it's like those little things. It's like, dude, like you're not even running intentionally. You're not moving intentionally. You're just kind of like the ball goes up and you're just hoping something good happens, hoping somebody gets out of your way. Just kind of, you're not moving with basketball confidence. And it's just frustrating because you're going to need his athleticism. You're going to need his energy, his minutes. And it's going to be all hands on deck. Now that we're at the tournament time, I tell you what, let's get ready for Dr. Patel. Take a quick commercial break here on 93.9 The Ville.
Hey, cool 2-minute timed coffee break. Ever considered working at Stronghold instead? We make the Earth's strongest industrial storage right here in Louisville, and we're now hiring for both hourly manufacturing and office roles. You'll get competitive weekly pay, 401k, health and dental benefits, bonuses, and the freedom of working with genuinely not awful people in a seriously impressive environment. Okay, enjoy your coffee. Apply at strong-hold.com/careers.
Customer-focused technology experts, delivering equipment, service, and solutions for all your
Steve, are you there?
network, print, and mailing needs. Authorized IT support specialist on world-class products and solutions from Rico. Lexmark, HP, Epson, and FP Mailing Solutions will simplify your daily work processes wherever you're working.
For today and tomorrow.
And their commitment continues with their commercial print and mailing division, Derby City Litho. Discover the Rico Pro C9500 graphic print system for your outsourced print communication needs. Duplicator Sales, Derby City Litho Corporate Mailing Systems, and Rico. Call them at 502-589-5555 or visit them online at duplicatorsales.net or at their store, 831 East Broadway in Louisville, with offices in Elizabethtown, Lexington, Paducah, and London.
Your chance to get that rare, hard-to-find luxury timepiece is here at Genesis Diamonds this Friday and Saturday. Genesis is hosting an epic pre-owned luxury Rolex event featuring a stunning new selection of these hard-to-find watches, Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans, including never-worn fresh models that people wait years for. No waiting lists and no retail gains. During this event, you can take advantage of special pricing and up to 60 months zero-interest financing. And listen to this. With the purchase of any luxury pre-owned Rolex at this event, Genesis will give you a pair of 3-carat lab-grown diamond stud earrings of the highest quality absolutely free. And if you're already a Rolex owner, bring your old Rolex to trade or meet our buyers on site to receive top dollar for your Rolex. Come see the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches in the state and take advantage of special financing or get a pair of beautiful 3-carat lab-grown diamond stud earrings, yours free this Friday and Saturday, and only at Genesis Diamonds, your home for luxury pre-owned Rolexes. See store for details while supplies last.
We are right in the heart of winter, so it's time to ask yourself if your heating system can make it to spring. So if you have any issue with your heat, or if you know it's time for a new system, then you need to call DFH Company today. Now until January 31st, when you buy a complete Train system, receive 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH Company today at 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
In a world in need of spice and flavor,
My food, it's so bland.
a hot sauce journeys the earth, fighting to bring balance back to your food. Formed from blending delicious ingredients and harnessing the power of fermentation, a Vigilante is born. Vigilante, not the hot sauce you always wanted, but the hot sauce you always needed.
My hero.
Rated E for everyone.
At U of L Health Heart Hospital, our world-class network of innovative experts can heal your heart, revive it, protect your heart, and even replace it. Our academic research and groundbreaking discoveries are truly life-changing because we want you to keep following your heart wherever it leads. Here, your heart is in the right place. That's the power of you. Visit uoflhealth.org.
Pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Wrecks can be a nightmare, and insurance companies are just going to make it worse. But when you're part of our team, we take care of those hassles so you can focus on getting better. We've helped thousands of card fans get life-changing results on their claims, and it would be an honor to work for you too. So if you've been hurt in a car, give us a call at 502-888-8888 or check us out online at demandsam.com. And go Cards!
Main Street is calling your name. Down One Bourbon Bar is ready to be your lunchtime or happy hour destination. Located right next to the KFC Yum Center and one of the hottest spots on the Urban Bourbon Trip, Down One is the perfect place to kick back before the big game or concert. We're here to prove that what tacos can't cure, whiskey will.
For you, simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Joining us, it's been a while, Dr. Patel. How's it going?
Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm good. First and foremost, I'm always looking forward to the exciting globe-trotting stories of just something that your great life encompasses that we always look forward to hearing about.
Yeah, man. So I got back from London about a week ago. That was a great trip. A lot of things that we're trying to bring to the U.S. and we're working on. It ended up being a central location for some good meetings with some other sporting organizations that are involved. And then actually yesterday, we've officially become the podiatrist for Lucid City FC and Racing Louisville. So
wow.
we've got that going now, which is something we're really excited about, to be able to work with the team and help with the athletes there. And we'll also be working with some of the youth academy members too. So a few more things coming up here in the next couple of months, but I was under the weather last week, which is why I couldn't be on your show. Starting to feel a little bit better now though.
Well, listen, I don't want to really stand on ceremony. Last night, lower leg injury report comes out. Rain Smith, kind of, what are your thoughts? I don't want to lead you in any direction, but what were you thinking?
Yeah, so, I didn't watch the game live, but I did see the video, and obviously it's been, the big talk, but when I'm watching that video, it's not very clear. There's a couple of things going on. I think Steve pointed out earlier that he was already wearing a sleeve on the calf, on the right calf. And so that could be an indication that he might have been dealing with a calf strain. Usually that's one of the reasons you'd wear a sleeve like that, or even if there's any kind of instability. But in the play itself where he got injured, what you see is he kind of rolls inside onto the inside of his right ankle. Mm-hmm. So could it be a medial ankle sprain? Sure. Again, I'm not hanging my hat on that because there's a couple other things going on. The other thing going on is he's pretty far forward with his leg when that happens. So there could be a component of a high ankle sprain in there too. But mm-hmm. The bigger thing that I saw is he actually reacts to the pain as he's kind of leaving the ground. And so because it was in the act of jumping, we do have to think, is there any Achilles involvement there? And, with the calf sleeve on, was there an Achilles issue going on? The MRI would kind of rule that out. And I will say, though, when he kind of reacts to the pain, he grabs the front of his ankle. which would indicate more of a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you've ever experienced an Achilles tendon injury, you know, he didn't grab the back of his ankle, which leads me to think it's hopefully, I like to speak positively on this.
Yes, sure.
It's hopefully just something very mild and something that he'll be in a boot for maybe for a week or so, 2 weeks, and then he'll be okay. But the MRI will rule that out. But he did not grab the back of his ankle. Usually if you have an Achilles tear or your Achilles pops, it feels like a baseball bat hit you in the back of that ankle. And so you tend to grab the back of it. He grabbed the front of his ankle. So there's no real way, because of the video that's out there, it's not very clear exactly what happened, but I'm hoping it's something mild and something that he can just conservatively manage and be back on the court soon.
Okay, so when go ahead, Steve.
Well, I was just going to say, do you look at any of the like post reaction from him as far as he come back out on the bench?
The weight bearing.
He seemed to be the weight bearing. Yeah, he seemed to be walking okay. You know,
Exactly.
just a positive kind of attitude type thing.
Exactly, and so that's the big thing right there, right? Is he's able to kind of weight bear. He was able to he didn't go to ground. He kind of hopped around on the left leg. He knew something was wrong, but and so he didn't put weight on it. But then when he comes back out, he is buried on it, which is a huge positive sign, leading me to think that it's hopefully just a very mild sprain, and it was more precaution. Again, with athletes, the adrenaline's going. You know, you never know until the MRI, right? So if we go back to Anna De Beer, you know, there was a lot of hope that she'd be back for the final game. My analysis of it was a little bit more severe, and she wasn't able to play in the final game, and she's still having trouble right now at the pro level. So, you know, some of these injuries, they show a certain way, and these athletes are phenomenal in their ability to handle pain. In his situation, to me, it looked like a mild injury. I could be completely wrong, but it looked like a mild injury, and that's what I'm hoping for. Is it wasn't much, and a little bit of rest and recovery will get him right back. Right
I need you to go back and take away that 2. You said 2 weeks. I just want to erase that from the, just in case. Nick, can we just
let's call it 2 days?
Yeah, let's just cut that out. Let's act like that was never even said. No, great assessment, doctor. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, so when we're talking, sleeve. If you say he has a sleeve on early, that is keeping it warm for
it's doing that, but it's also helping kind of keeping everything in place, right? So if you've had a calf strain, or if you've had any kind of muscle pull even, or if you're experiencing instability on that limb, the sleeve can provide a level of compression, right? So it's a level of security to kind of keep things in place and not let it have too much abnormal motion, right? Almost like a brace. The fact that it was a sleeve and not anything more leads me to believe that whatever he was dealing with was not severe.
Was muscle related,
but it was more just an Exactly.
Yeah. Steve, why did you wear your sleeve?
Because it was cool.
That is the other reason. That is the other reason you wear a sleeve.
Okay. This guy must be a shooter. I was like, no, but I got my sleeve on.
Last one, Dr. Patel. Okay. Assuming it's ankle sprain, give me levels of kind of treatment speed. Again, all this is speculation and conjecture. I think we all know that. But, you know, if he's your patient, you know, are you assuming it's going to be like ice and stem, or are you assuming it's massage therapy, or, you know, like if it is, you know, high ankle?
Yeah, I think you're doing a contrast, right? So I think if it's high ankle, then again, the MRI is indicative there, and the X-ray as well. But if it's a middle ankle sprain or something that's very mild, which is what I hope it is, and that's what I think it is, it's exactly what you said, kind of some ice recovery. But me personally, I'd start doing some laser treatment on there, trying to get it to heal faster, get the blood flowing to the area quicker, and then start some light range of motion exercises during the treatments, and then try and get him back within 24 to 48 hours.
One last question. The cupping, like, is that an option around the calf calf muscle. I always see that, that mark on God's shoulders and back, and they say it's supposed to increase circulation in that area. Is that like a thing you might see on Rain Smith, or that treatment?
I've seen a couple of instances where people have done that. The calf muscle there's two layers to it, right? There's the external layer that you're seeing, which is the gastrocnemius muscles, and then the soleus, and then there's a deeper compartment that you don't see. And so the cupping would really, its effectivity would kind of depend on how much mass there is there to actually be able to impact the vascular flow there, right? I've seen it tried on people. I don't know what the results of that are, but I'm sure there's been some studies on that to see if it's been viable.
Okay, Dr. Patel. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, real quick, just before we get you out of here, I don't want to gloss over at the beginning of this conversation something that we had. So you are, I feel, and again, I just feel like we went over it a little too fast.
Yes. With
Lou City. Maybe tell us just a little bit more of just, that what you can share.
That's a big announcement, right?
For somebody, that's a huge announcement. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that we take a little extra time for that.
Take a bow, Dr. Patel.
So for somebody that's listening to that, just kind of what you guys will be doing with that.
Yeah, so the goal is, and the whole plan with this is to provide access to the athletes for the level of care that we provide, right? We do a lot of stuff that's innovative. We're also, right now in the process of revealing some groundbreaking technology that we've been having trialed overseas that's going to become accessible to them, which really helps with the return to play indicators and also in injury prevention and early injury detection. So not only that, but then the full scope of podiatry, which is everything below the knee, as far as management goes. So, athletes at a high level like this that are playing a sport like soccer, they're constantly getting things like calluses and they need orthotics to be replaced every now and then. They have, tweaks here and there that they need managed early on. This will provide them, uninhibited access whenever they need it with all of our offices and our partners to make sure that we keep them at a high performance level and give them that 1% edge.
We always close out with a quick bit of advice. A lot of people are coming out like groundhogs and coming out like bears after hibernation. Any advice for the people looking to get back into their athletic realm that's been kind of shut down all winter?
Starting to see more joggers outside too.
Yeah, definitely ramp up. Don't go crazy right off the bat. Let the body kind of adjust to the increased activity levels. There's a whole lot of studies now being done on strategic resting. So during the winter, especially for pro athletes, there's something called active rest versus passive rest. And then when you come out of that and you're getting ready to go back into competition, whether that's just somebody that likes to jog or go to the gym, or whether that's a college athlete, professional athlete, high school athlete, it's important to kind of ease into it and listen to your body. Make sure you're eating right, hydrating, stretching, all the basic things, and then ramp up your activity level to prevent injury.
As always, Dr. Patel of New Horizon Foot and Ankle, we do appreciate your time. Looking forward to talking to you next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Absolutely. That feels better, Steve. He brought
it does.
He brought a little calm
does.
to me. I mean, as calm as you can be when anything's wrong in March. You can't be but so calm in March, but maybe it was his smooth voice and delivery or something, but it made me feel better, Steve.
Well, yeah, and I mean, little things. I mean, you want to hear. I mean, you can listen to all of us, and we've all, had injuries or whatever. I mean, everybody listening, most people listening to sports radio have turned an ankle or done something, and but to hear just the breakdown of knowing that he's looking, okay, where to go, and look, I mean, he left the opening for, I mean, hey, it could be something else here, but it does kind of feel like one of those. And I have no idea, but to me, it feels like one of those, you don't have him Saturday, you'll have him for the ACC tournament type things.
Ice.
You know what I mean?
ice, stem, massage.
Which they're going to try to get him on the court because, I mean, his family come all the way from Australia. They didn't get to, they saw him play 5 minutes yesterday. If he can play, I think he'll play.
Mm-hmm.
So let me be clear. I don't think it's one of those situations.
Better not let Corey Alexander hear that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, God forbid. I know, right? Like, but it's one of those situations where I think where the fact he's an older guy, you know what I mean?
You can trust him a little more to
to
make
it's like, hey man, I may set most guys out, but if he can go, I think he'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of that reason. Or he's an older guy. He's smart enough to probably say, you know, Mom, Dad, love for y'all to see me play. Look, I'll be in the NBL next year. You can watch me play 1,000,000 times. I'm gonna have to set this one out. You know, like I can see that too. So, you know, it's I trust him, and that, just knock on wood, it is it feels like it's nothing that's gonna be, you know, like, oh man, he's done for a while.
And it, like I said, the communication of him just going to the sideline, like he was just kind of like, nah, it hurts. You know, just it's messed up. I'm gonna shut it on down.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
And he was bearing weight. And he didn't come out.
Yes, when he come.
If he comes out with a boot,
when he come back out.
Yeah, if he comes out with a boot on, then we're like, oh God.
And they don't mess with that type of stuff. They'll put a boot on you for
anything,
for an ingrown toenail.
Mm.
Yeah, like, I mean, really, seriously. I mean, you know this, Marcus. I mean, they'll boot you up for turf toe. You know, like they don't
listen.
They don't play around.
Listen, Steve. I'm telling you, listen, I'm tainted when it comes to the boot, right? Because I played with a point guard, Steve, and he wore a boot literally the last 2 months of the season. And can you imagine young on edge Marcus Maben and a brutal locker room? Like, we had a very brutal locker room when it came to hurt people's feelings, right? And Cameron Murray used to have this boot on and walking around with it. And when it was time to play, he would take this boot off and go. And then he has 10 and, 20 and 10 against Kentucky or something, just something stupid. And I'm like, take that GD MF and boot off. Practice time comes.
Back in his boot.
The problem is, Steve, I played for a coach. God rest his soul, Denny Crum. He was about results, Steve. And if you could give results, he made everybody get out your way.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's my point guard. If he has to walk around in that boot for 22 hours, and for the other 2 hours, he's going to play basketball. That's what we're going to do to get him on the court. And everybody's going to shut up.
Figure that out.
We'll figure the rest
figure that part out.
Yeah. But like I said, he balled out. So it was like one of those things we couldn't really complain. And like I said, of course he wasn't a loaf or anything, but whenever he had the boot on, we were just like, hey, are you just milking that? Like, what are you doing over here? Okay.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to the game. Do you think the pace of the game is putting us in danger? You know when you play pickup, Steve, and it gets sloppy and everybody starts calling fouls, what is somebody yells out? If you've been in a high level pickup game, what does everybody yell out? Hey, y'all, get serious or somebody's gonna get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Get serious or somebody's gonna get hurt. When I've looked at these last 3 games, Steve, and this is it officiating critique time?
Well, it's
because the
it'd be
pace is
interesting to see.
irritating me, and it's
Yes.
making me feel like we're the ticky tack stuff. The like the camera's not on Terrence Edwards Jr. on the little foul. I'm like, oh God, they're fighting. They're fighting. He's done. He's suspended. You know, for those few seconds, and then I'm getting at the refs because I'm like, no, all this ticky tack fouling you're calling on us is making the players flop around even more.
Well, Bob called that out immediately too.
What did he say?
I totally agree with him. He was like, well, I mean, you know, and Bob is not one, and he's not going to
wait. Bob who?
Valvano. I was listening. That was my announcers last night. But I mean, he's not. You know, he's typically going to back the officials, right?
Right. Because the product of the
night.
game, is important.
Sure. And but he was saying like the way they're calling it is allowing it to get this way.
It's encouraging it.
Yeah. Like you've allowed this to happen. Now I will say Mark Madsen did a little much. Unless he knows that guy unless he knows that big man, and maybe he is, because I actually was a big fan of that big man. We don't need one for next year.
Sissoko?
I really liked him. Yes. I really
like him. He's got a motor. He goes vertical. He's strong.
Golly. And if he gets it underneath, it's a bucket. Now, he's not overly skilled that he's going to get in that position every time, but if he does, it's a bucket. Yeah. So, but now, unless Mark Madsen knows he's a psychopath and he was like, I'm saving Terrence Edwards from getting his head ripped off here, it was a little much. Like, because when I saw that, even when the camera got down there, when I see Mark Madsen with his hands around Sissoko, like I'm like, they punched each other. Like, that's the only thing. And then you see the replay, and it's like, I mean, they just like, you know, I mean, Edwards did a little much. Okay. On
the quick lift up.
On his getting up. Like you did a little much.
What
there.
are you talking about? He was just getting up off the ground to get back into play. Obviously. They were trying to get him kicked out the game.
No, I love that. That he did that. But I mean, like, okay, they got in each other's face, but like I didn't feel like when you saw the replay, it's like that wasn't about to come to blows. like, you know, that was one of those, hey, don't do that. Hey, you know what? Kiss my butt.
I don't know, Steve. Listen, I'll do this. I'll do this really quick. You know, I like these microaggressions, these microaggression conversations.
Sure.
When he walked up on Terrence Edwards, and Terrence Edwards turned around, he looked him directly in the eyeballs.
Yeah.
And Sissoko is not used to getting looked at directly in his eyeballs like that, in my opinion.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah. Guys that are that big and that intimidating, like usually
I'll listen to this.
You stick your head down in his shoulder, kind of like the headbutt action, just kind of, the bull posture, where you're about to fight, and you don't want to back your body up, but you don't want to expose your face, to getting punched, right? So you kind of, put your head, especially if somebody's taller than you, you put the top of your head right at their chin. You're looking down, you get to see their arms. So basically, if a guy's bigger than you like that, you put your forehead under his chin, you can see his hands, and then y'all, at the very least, y'all can do the mutual push. Because when I see your hands go up, I can get ready to push mine up. So we do the simultaneous push and separate. But when Terrence turned and looked him directly in the eyes and said what he had to say, that was the de-escalation. Like, okay, you may be just as crazy as me, or you may, or whatever, it's that mutual combat with their eyeballs. And he looked him straight in the face. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay. Yeah, just like, okay. And so you got to throw in this one. What was you going to do, Chucky?
I know, but I love that Chucky ran there.
I loved it. Listen, but in the film room, the the teammate's going to be like, oh, hey, y'all, look at Chucky. Look at Chucky.
Watch Chucky run up on him.
Chucky's going to get the baseball treatment where you just get to do the replays and see everybody's reactions. And it's always the one dude. And then there's the one dude that doesn't even come down there. And it's like, look at him, y'all. Look, he's still in the back corner.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, well, I was just waiting to see if it got crazy. Because if it did, I was going to come down there and slap somebody.
I was 2 seconds off your rear end.
Listen, the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. We're in Atlanta for the Auburn Louisville game, right? So we're standing there in line at McDonald's. I'm gonna tell this whole story just super quick. Guy, Marcus, you know the story. Guy, he was a crackhead. He was on drugs. Walks up, just punches my cousin in the face, right? Now my cousin's kind of a wimp, and I hope he's not listening. But like, so he was.
Oh, that cousin.
Yeah. So like, I turn around. And I'm like, what happened? You know, he's rubbing his face. And he's like, he punched me. So, like, you know, I stand there for a second, like, okay, so, like, I mean, the guy that punched him is 2 feet away from me, you know, and I'm looking at my cousin like, are you gonna kill him? Like, what are we doing? You know, like, you know, and like my cousin's looking at me like, I thought you were gonna beat him up, you know, and I'm like, okay. So, anyways, Charity's uncle turns around and says something to him. And it's kind of like, and the guy now faces up with Charity's uncle.
Right.
And they get into a fight. Long story short, they get into a big fight. It was awesome. You know, Charity's uncle beat the crap out of him, whatever. or it's like, you know, but the guy's like really doped up.
Yeah.
Really doped up. So he's like an animal, right? And I'm like standing there with my wife and my cousin. And to this day, I get mocked for not being involved in that fight, because all I did was grab him. Like after my Charity's uncle slipped on blood and fell, and I ran over and grabbed the guy and kind of tackled him, you know, and then another guy jumped over and put him in a chokehold that worked at McDonald's. But to this day, I get and I'm like, so I'm telling you right now, if you ever start a fight with Charity's uncle and I'm around, I'm going to beat the ever loving hell out of you.
Just
redeem myself.
No, you're going to get a beating. And I'm not like I've been beat up. I've beat people up, whatever.
Right.
But on that day, when you punch him, just know if I'm there,
I'm fighting for more than just
going to the hospital. Right. One way or the other. All right. You might take me with you. We might go together. But I'm going to throw hands like I've never thrown hands in my life for that one moment.
Nikki,
dude.
You can play out Steve. There's a movie called I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, right? And
yeah, I know exactly what it is.
These dudes are getting ready to fight and beat up a guy in a restaurant, and then his mom comes in and beats the guys up.
Yeah,
he was like, "That was my fight, mama."
Yeah,
he was like,
"No,
I don't want my baby fighting that street trash. Don't worry about it. Now put on your coat. It's cold out there. Go on now, get rolling along.
God forbid. I believe in good old fashioned. Just you got it. You know, like no. Next time we're smoking this. It's just pounding this.
This is my fight.
Yeah.
Rolling along 93.9 The Ville.
Looking for the perfect place to kick back, relax, and catch the Cards, Cats, or Hoosiers? 1020 Brewery has you covered. With their fun, laid-back atmosphere, it's like a sports bar without the sports bar feel. Grab a pint of their refreshing 1020 light beer, dig into their amazing food, and enjoy the games on our multiple big screen TVs with friends. And with college basketball hitting its peak, there's no better place to catch all the action of the conference tournaments and NCAA matchups. So grab your crew and come visit 1020 Brewery in Butchertown or Clarksville, the best place to cheer, chill, and enjoy the game. 1020 Brewery. Great beer, great food, great vibes. Come visit us.
Want to take your vehicle to the next level? Extreme Auto Sound and Marine has you covered. Whether you're after a simple upgrade or a full sound system overall, Extreme Auto Sound delivers the clarity, bass, and extreme quality you deserve. Add Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or even a remote start for those chilly mornings. Need a recording dash cam for security purposes? Well, Extreme Auto Sound has dash cams for your every need. And if you're a boat owner, Extreme Auto Sound and Marine is the area's #1 marine audio installer. Too big to bring in? No problem. They'll come to you with their mobile marine installation team. From JL Audio, Alpine Kicker, Kenwood, and more, they've got the brands you trust. Visit xas502.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey, Cards fans, do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com, and be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice, these are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Bill, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
When outfitting your shop or garage with industrial storage, don't just keep up with the Joneses, straight up flatten them with Stronghold's American-made all-steel cabinets, workstations, and carts. They're obsessively overbuilt right here in Louisville to ensure that whatever you're storing and protecting stays that way. From tools and rigging to lateral rocket engines, take that, Joneses. Don't just hold, Stronghold. Shop right now at strong-hold.com.
Looking to restore your smile with less pain, less cost, and less healing time? Dr. Reagan Ackerman of locally owned Freedom Mini Dental Implants brings 20 years of experience making smiles happen. Freedom Mini Dental Implants offers a fast, effective solution for dental implants without the long recovery or expensive surgeries. Freedom Mini Dental Implants uses small diameter implants to restore one tooth, multiple teeth, or bridges and implant-supported dentures. Financing options are available, so getting the care you deserve is easy. Visit freedomimplants.com and schedule consultation. Freedom Mini Dental Implants, get the freedom to smile.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. The one you love is the light of your life. And if you're like most of us, you want to do whatever you can to nurture your relationship. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, you know the impacts the condition is likely having on you and your partner. ED is a relationship destroyer. It can contribute to depression, distancing, conflicts, and even breakups and divorce. And what's so disturbing about this is that most men who suffer with ED can be successfully treated, but a lot of guys don't seek treatment when they should. At Tri-State Men's Health, we have protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases. In fact, if you're like most guys, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and maybe find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. So call Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
If you're losing your current dual special needs plan, then keep listening. United Healthcare offers people with Medicare and Medicaid plans to manage their whole health. With 45 years of experience and expertise in healthcare, you can count on United Healthcare for reliable Medicare coverage. See how a dual special needs plan from United Healthcare may help you get the benefits you deserve. Visit uhcdualplans.com. That's UHCDUAL plans.com and take advantage of this opportunity while it's still available.
Your chance to get that rare, hard-to-find luxury timepiece is here at Genesis Diamonds. Hi, this is Eddie Edmoni, VP at Genesis. This Friday and Saturday, Genesis is hosting an epic pre-owned luxury Rolex buy-sale trade event featuring a stunning new selection of these most sought-after watches, Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsi, Batmans, including never-worn fresh models that people wait years for. No waiting list, no retail games. During this event, you can take advantage of special pricing and up to 60 months zero-interest financing. And listen to this. With the purchase of any luxury pre-owned Rolex at this 2-day event, Genesis will give you a pair of 3-carat lab-grown diamond stud earrings of the highest quality, absolutely free. And if you are already a Rolex owner, bring your old Rolex to trade or meet our buyers on site to receive top dollar for your Rolex. Come see the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches in Kentucky this Friday and Saturday only at Genesis Diamonds, your home for luxury pre-owned Rolexes. Shelbyville Plaza, see store for details.
Looking for a thrilling new experience in Louisville? Head over to Next Level Ranges, the city's newest high-tech gun range. Whether you're a pro or a beginner, we've got the perfect setup with state-of-the-art lanes, expert instructors, and a safe, welcoming atmosphere. Wrap up your shooting with a farm-to-table meal from Grass Social, or kick up your feet and relax in our exclusive members lounge. With personal lockers for your convenience, you'll feel right at home. Located just off Blankenbaker Parkway across from Lexus of Louisville and J-Town, Next Level Ranges, where precision meets passion. Visit nextlevelranges.com for more information. That's nextlevelranges.com.
The official broadcast partner of all U of L athletics. WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Powered by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar.
Personnel, Steve. Personnel.
Personnel.
Grades. Of course, the phone lines are open. 8150 939 is the number. 3831 939 is the text line. Personnel.
Well, I mean, I did the Kadir kind of conversation. So let me flip over to Noah Waterman.
Was that
man.
just Kadir venting session?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I need you. Like, I like Kadir. It's not like I'm like, I can't stand this guy. I don't know. Like, I think he's a bad kid or anything. I mean, I just think
he's off kilter. He's off kilter.
He's off. Yeah, he's off right now. And like, hey, we need you to get.
You're trying. Look, you're
back.
You're trying to catch the feather, and you're just swinging too hard.
Right. Right. Now, on the flip side, somebody that I think the whole fan base has been a little like, come on.
Everybody except for who?
Nick.
Steve, I was taking personal credit for Noah Waterman.
I know what you were trying to. But I'm gonna let it happen. Gonna let it happen.
Over my dead body, will you take credit for Noah Waterman playing well?
Yeah. But 18 minutes last night, still not a ton of minutes, honestly. By the way, we got 2 on the phone line, so whenever Nick wants to pick those up, we can
they weren't X though.
We can take those.
The phone is muted because Spencer hates me.
Who do I need to get to, Nikki?
Oh no, he hasn't even answered them yet. So but Noah had 6 points, 6 rebounds, and I mean he was rebounding in traffic. He was playing defense.
He tried to dunk on somebody, and it was a goaltend. That was a goaltend.
So he had 8 points. 8 points. I'm giving him 8 points.
Thank
8
you,
points,
Steve.
6 rebounds. Yeah,
and
because he went up on him.
A big man.
A big man.
No, I mean Noah. You know what?
It's that cap, man. It's becoming part of the show.
Yeah, seriously. There goes the Fiji cap.
Marcus, like, what? How violent do you open that
Seriously.
Fiji water?
No,
man?
I threw
It's like in Happy Gilmore.
I threw the
Here
cap.
comes the putter
that time.
toss.
Here comes the putter throw.
I threw the cap that time, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Noah. Do you know how much we needed this Noah? Outside of being on a 17 out of 18 game win streak, we really could have used that version of Noah.
We've been floundering for the last month.
We've only won. It could have been 18 out of 18.
I know. Like,
because of you, we should be on an 18 game win streak.
Yeah.
We'd be that Noah Waterman, we'd be 8 in the country.
Do you know what's weird? Is oddly enough, that second loss or that loss in the ACC, the 2 gives us like a chance to, like that Georgia Tech game. Because obviously, if we beat Duke, it wouldn't have mattered. The Georgia Tech loss actually puts us in position to possibly get the 1 seed. Isn't that odd?
Is that a Kelly
Georgia
Dickey?
Tech? If you had beat Georgia Tech, you would. Well, I guess you still could, because if Duke, you would only have 1 loss. So if Duke lost, either way, Duke would have to lose. So I guess never mind. I'm an idiot. Doesn't matter.
You tried.
I tried.
Noah Waterman, Steve.
That's stupid.
What did you like about Noah Waterman?
His activity. I mean, he was flying. In the first half, he comes, you could tell early. He comes flying down the lane, gets a rebound. He still took one of his Noah Waterman threes. That was like, what are you doing, dude? You think now's the time?
He made one
I
of
don't
his Noah
care.
Waterman threes.
He can
Sure,
shoot
he's
it.
gonna make one a game.
If he shoots it with confidence and intention, he can shoot the ball. I'm okay with it.
Can.
Just when it
But
rushes,
what
it looks
in the
so
year
bad.
of 2000? I know, but Marcus, what in the year of 2025 has told you he can shoot it well? Like that's my only thing. Is like I don't mind the one where he pump faked, and I know you're like, oh, of course you don't mind the one he made. Well, yes, I mean, but that one, the one that he missed, even if he had hit it, it felt like it was a little rushed.
That's the death blow. That's the death blow of his 3-pointer.
Yes, and that's my kind of because I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean, I want him to be able to shoot the ball. I mean, it's one of his main skills. I mean,
And
you want
Boeheim hates him.
He'll have a game. Yeah, Boeheim hates his guts. Just hates him. Yeah, you can tell.
That was a goal
Like,
10.
why is he?
But everybody
It's a
could see
goal
that
10.
was a goal 10. You could see that. You could see.
I know 3 people that could not.
And isn't there a review for that? Is that unreviewable?
Like they're supposed to. I was watching
last
Alabama,
game we got
Florida
that
last
review.
night.
Didn't we get that?
Yes.
Yeah, last game. We
But you have to call it. You have to call it for it to be reviewed. They can't just go review it. The call has to be made. So, like, I was watching Florida, Alabama, right? Alabama goes down for a layup. Dude from Florida chases him down. Great block, but it looks a little goofy. By the way, Florida looked really good. However, I don't think I am just not sold on Alabama. I do not think they're great. So, anyways, that's a whole nother.
They lit the park because of their athleticism. That's it.
Yes, yeah. and that's it. Yeah, but okay. So Florida guy chased him down. It's close, and it looks like that might have been off the backboard, but the dude blocks it, and they call goaltend. Well, they show a review, and it's like, okay, obviously that's not a goaltend, but the point's still up there. But they're going to go review it. But the call has to be made. So the fact that was that close, I'm surprised they didn't call it.
I mean,
because they can always go back and review it
again,
but you can't review it if it's not called.
And you can listen. And here's the problem: when the net goes in the reverse direction, it's like the baseball call on first base. You know how the first base judge, whatever. You know how they say they listen to the pop and then stare at the foot. Like that's just a bit Steve. That is an officiating textbook, it's a textbook trigger. When you see the net go up in a reverse direction, you have got to call goaltending. Even if you just slap the net, you're not allowed to do that. You cannot touch the rim at all on a dunk like that. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
So when the net pops up forward, you have to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like if your hand gets caught in the net on a shot, you have to call it. That's See, and when something like that,
Texter, I agree. Like the texter says, they can review a 2 versus a 3 during a timeout, but not a goaltending. Make sense. And I'm like, I agree with you. Like I feel like that's something I should be able to go look at, but I guess it's a gray area there where it's like you can only review the call because then you would have to open it up to fouls and everything else.
But then here's where this when Marcus turns into Marcus. If you're predisposed to some kind of bias, that's the only way 1 out of 3 referees don't pull the trigger on that one. That should have been a 3, if not 3, at least 2 officials have to naturally.
It's not known as a dunker.
See, and that's what's even more irritating because I've seen him jump and get well over the rim, but only by itself.
Yeah.
And so you get that, and then I don't get rewarded for that. Now, what if next time he doesn't try to dunk? I'll go back to this officiating crew and say, this is what you took from us. You took the athletic version of Noah Waterman because that goes down as a block shot, and now he's trying to clear out with his off arm instead of dunking it.
Yeah, could he have his soul back? Thank you. Anyways, we got somebody online. You wanna take that?
Yes, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jason, welcome into 93.9 The Ville. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? I ain't have called in a little while. How y'all been?
We're good, man. We're good. Good to hear from you.
I'm Albert's nephew, by the way. But hey, maybe you said something. You said something on P-Shot earlier, right?
Yeah.
If he said that to you, I could hear him saying that. Me and him, we coach at Eastern together. We coach varsity Eastern.
Okay. Tell him I said what's up.
I can't. I will. I can't. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call him as soon as I get off here because I gotta call and talk to him anyway. But you know how days in practice where I have to hold in my laugh while he's yelling at kids.
I can't imagine.
He's made some kids cry, but not out of he's doing it. For
not abusive.
If he say that to you, but if he say that to you, I can hear him saying it. That's why it's funny.
100%.
That's why it's funny to me. I had to call in.
That's good.
And tell you, man, that me and P Shot, we coach over at Eastern together, man. We we struggled this year, but
no, man. Listen.
we bringing some kids in, so we gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Listen, I needed to hear that because I was getting to that spot like where I was checking out on the coach a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a problem, just with me. Like it was personal. You could be right on that verge of kind of just going rogue. But when he said that, it was like that reeled me all the way back in. It was something I needed to hear at the time.
That's what I said. I know if he said that, he actually said that to you because he's real direct. He's real direct in what he says, and he means it. But he means it. He don't mean it in a mean way. He means it in a good way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But I just had to call and say, man, a peace out to my boy, man, and we changing the culture at Eastern, man. So keep an eye out for us, and we gonna be back in a minute. So I just had to call and tell y'all that, man. And the L1C4, man. I'm glad the Cars is finally getting back, and I think we're gonna bust some butt in the tournament here because I think we got players in there now that can actually hoop. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I just think we looking good, man. Just I'm happy in the direction we going in. So, man, I'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all have a good
stuff,
day,
man.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same.
Absolutely, man.
And on listen, even that phrase he just used, because we can kind of get away from the Noah Waterman talk. We are at 11:23, and all we've mentioned of Terrence Edwards Jr. is his fight, his near fight, his mix up.
Yep.
Terrence Edwards Jr. Steve, sorry, I didn't mean to blow out your ear like that. Terrence Edwards Jr. just went for 35.
Yeah.
35 and let's find it. 35 and 4 rebounds, 1 assist. 35 in 34 minutes. And he was in foul trouble. Godly, he went for 35.
And he was in foul trouble.
Do you know how hard it is to have 3 fouls and still be that aggressive on offense and defense?
I mean, we got guys going for 30 plus all the time, though. So like,
we just
went for 37.
Chucky just went for
37 against SMU. I mean, Javon got 32 against Clemson. Like, I don't know. Like, great job, Terrence.
There's 2 things about this, Steve.
Yeah. Hey, Victor called in earlier and he got cut off. He was waiting. So I want to get him in here really quick. Okay. I want to get back to that for sure. Victor, welcome into 939 DeVille. What's up, man?
Hey, love your show, guys.
Thanks,
hey, Trey Orr, I'm a big fan of Trey Orr. I'm a big fan of his game. He's pressing.
Yes, I agree.
He's a kid. He's a kid, in my opinion, that he thinks he deserves more minutes, and that's up for debate. But I loved him day one, and I think he's just trying to do too much. But Trey Orr, I love his game. He just needs to relax. I'd love to have him for another year. But anyways, and Noah Waterman, playing a little bit better. I just wish he would do a little bit more than what. I don't like him hanging out 3-point line all the time.
Well, we are a big time spacing team though, so. That's kind of the
but he's gotten better. But I mean, there for a while, if he wasn't hitting a 3-point shot, he wasn't bringing too much to the table. Other than that, and I don't know what he's shooting from the 3-point line, but he's playing better though. So I'm getting nitpicky here.
Right.
I'm getting nitpicky.
No, it's okay. It's March. We're nitpicky in March. This is okay. There's nothing anybody's gonna call in and say we're gonna criticize right now. Yeah, I can see that.
Right, but love the team though. Love the team. Go Cards. Love your show.
Thanks, Victor. Appreciate it, man.
But
real quick. That's why I give credit to Noah because he still took a couple threes last night, which is fine. You want him shooting threes. But right off the bat, man, he's flying down the lane. He's getting rebounds in traffic. He gets switched off on the guard.
McKenzie.
No,
or was the other one?
Yeah, but what was the guard? Campbell, the little guard. Yeah, and he was like he was. I mean, he's in a stance. He's guarding. It was I was just impressed with him all around.
He gets the block shot. And here's the thing. Here's what's not going to show up in the stats. How many times did he challenge something at the basket and not foul?
Yep.
And the foul he got called on with an and one hit. He did exactly what coach wanted him to do. He had the line of verticality. He had his arm straight up. He stirred him up like he was supposed to. People don't realize a lot of those missed shots around the basket where we're holding our breath. That was Noah Waterman disturbing.
Kanai's block at the end of half was due to Noah Waterman.
Yes, Noah Waterman. It's like him. He's freeing up people to, by taking the first, like the first line of defense at the basket. He's freeing up other people the opportunity to be athletic around him and go for the rebound. So he did a great job as far as mixing it up.
Really good.
Fundamentally sound and tough on the block. I was yelling at him, though. I'm like, stop falling.
Well, I mean, of course, but look, he's got a big head, man. I just think he falls. He's probably fell his whole life. He's got a pretty good sized head, man.
Is his head big, or is it the way he walks that makes and runs that makes
it might be both?
He might have
both.
You know what? He might have the Merton Hanks though.
Yeah,
maybe his neck is just long or something.
And maybe so. But Terrence Edwards, back to him really quick. Since he did have 35, and all.
Right.
I mean, he was the star of the show. I mean, Chucky only had 22, 4, and 3 last night. I'm sorry. 24. Chucky only had 16, 7, and 5 yesterday.
Terrible night.
Like, what did he do all night? 16, 7, and 5? You think you give me a little more than that, right?
I don't even want to make sarcastic jokes about
I know, right? 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 16 points. How good was he, man?
Say that stat line again, Steve.
16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And I'm not even getting deep into stats. I mean, he had a steal, of course. I mean, he had,
and
he had a block.
His 3-pointers were timely.
Big time.
The fouls.
And he got another one that they called a BS. BS. Moving screen on.
The Noah Waterman one?
That was terrible. That
was a good play
that
drawn
one,
up.
I know, and that was a bad call. It's a bad call because the play confused the official, and he did not realize where Noah Waterman was, and that was a bad call. The other one, the other couple they called, I can live with. That one was a bad call. No, like, gosh dang it, dude, took away another 3. But
Terrence Edwards Jr. Back to our call. Terrence Edwards Jr. He said something. He said, "We got some hoopers," right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just something like that. We have some hoopers. When he
Javon
said
Hadley, 16 and 8.
16 and 8, the quietest 16
and
8 you ever
just wanted to add that in there while you were saying hoopers, because I know we probably won't. We may not get to him.
Terrence Edwards Jr. Just those buckets that he bullies to. The word is determination with him. He's the guy. Okay, Chucky's
patient, man.
Chucky's the more skilled player, but Terrence will keep you up on the pick on the game. He'll help you run the table on a Saturday.
Yep.
In the most violent pickup games in any city on a Saturday.
Yep.
On a Saturday morning, you pick up Terrence Edwards Jr. and you're not coming off the court. Period.
Perfect example of that, Marcus. He goes baseline in the second half. He goes baseline. He gets walled up on. He kind of goes up, and it kind of gets bobbled away. He gets it back, and instead of just swinging all out, he goes, And it feels like he's saying it like this, too. Oh, there's a little spot in the paint. Let me just dribble over there, and let's just put this in my right hand and just put it up there real easy. And you're like, well, that felt like an easy play, and it wasn't. But it was like, yeah.
Terrence Edwards Jr. did a great job of not extending his off arm, protecting the ball. Even when he's fumbling it, he has confidence with the, again, his determination not to lose the ball in the paint, his determination to get to the middle, confident floater, confident bucket. Just, it was, when I see some of those plays, when the offense isn't going as smooth, like I said, Chucky knows how to get to the glass on the right side, glass on the left side, and get fouled. Terrence Edwards knows how to get to the middle of the floor and get a bucket up there, get a legitimate bucket, and he knows how to use his size advantage whenever he's out on the court. So then you see it and you go, okay, that's a guy who can. I'm comfortable. He'll break. What I like about Chucky and him, they can break scoring droughts.
Yeah. Well, when Edwards got the little bucket I was talking about, it was a little 8-0 run. Cal was on in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Not that game ever felt like it was in threat, but you get a little 8-0 run, and all of a sudden you're like, and then just boom, he gets down there, bucket,
couple of buckets.
Yeah, it's a big moment.
Yeah,
those are big moments. That keeps the game put away.
And again. Yeah, I said this yesterday in the I kind of held the bench a little accountable, right? The bench. Okay, I'm gonna say this in the best way possible. Our bench needs to get that early season energy back up, right? Here's the thing.
They're all injured.
So they can't even turn up on the sideline. No, listen, that bench, and again, that bench, and the reason I say this is because Terrence Edwards Jr. is fighting through screens and denying just a simple entry to get other teams' action started. Do you realize, Steve, if you deny their point guard on the first, Iverson cut or whatever, you blow up the whole play, or you force a team to reset their entire offense, and you take like 7 seconds off the shot clock. You force a team to go pick and roll with the wrong players. You force them to get in their red under 10 shot clock. You force teams to get into their red offense just by how hard you fought to keep the ball out of the point guard's hands. Absolutely. The bench, I used to love that the bench would acknowledge just a denial at the start of the shot clock. They would almost get clap it up, just say, hey, we appreciate what you did. I think our fans do a good job of acknowledging that, like, great denial on that play. That's like, again, this is March micro critique, get that energy back on the denials. Remember how what sparked our run is defense like that, and acknowledging Terrence Edwards Jr. Like I said, a denial here, a possession that causes 3 extra passes, taking away the cut that they were looking for, taking away the play that they were looking for. When they try to get in the paint, how fast we got the Terrence Edwards Jr. doubling down on the big man and forcing the big man, active hands, forcing the big man to kick it out, taking away what they were going to do. It is just, I want to make sure we give full credit on that. That's one part of it. The other part of it is Kelsey's point guard went for 37. The next game, and his 2 guard, his wing, goes for 37. Just having that Rain Smith, Javon Hadley, just having that scoring separation like that, do you know what that does on the recruiting trail of having a stupid stat like that in your back pocket? That is where you
first time in 50 years, over 50 years, that somebody from that Louisville's had back-to-back 35-plus point scorers.
Right. You put that in your back pocket when you're talking to a kid, because now you're going after multiple big name, big fish guys and you say, hey, if you got it going, look at my out of bounds plays. You're getting the next shot if you hit 2.
Mm-hmm.
In my offense, you can you can go for 37 any night. So it doesn't, like, we can have multiple scores. I can encourage you to be unselfish if you come here. If you, Michael Brown, Nate Ament, other, big time scorer, we give the ball, we spread around the ball. You can have a 3-game stretch, 4-game stretch where you had the ball. You can be a ACC player of the month or whatever like that. So the scoring differentials and the high scoring differentials does wonders for a coach to be able to sell unselfishness and multiple quote unquote superstars playing together. I was thinking about that too. I tell you what, we'll take our last commercial break. 93.9 The Ville.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the most outstanding player award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529, offices Louisville.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice, these are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the plan. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Hey guys, Mark Ennis here. Is your home too cold in the winter, too hot in the summer, or are your energy bills too high? Then it's time to call First Choice Insulation, your local attic and crawl space insulation experts. At First Choice Insulation, they provide top quality insulation solutions to keep your home comfortable year round. First Choice Insulation has worked on projects like Denny Crum Hall and with some of the largest commercial and residential builders in the region. Whether upgrading your attic or insulating your crawl space, they've got you covered with professional service and the best materials. Call First Choice Insulation today for a free consultation. Stop burning dollars to heat and cool your home. Mention ESPN Louisville for $100 off your next project. First Choice Insulation, 502insulation.com.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 18 plus only. Must be physically located in Kentucky. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply.
In a world in need of spice and flavor,
My food, it's so bland.
a hot sauce journeys the earth, fighting to bring balance back to your food. Formed from blending delicious ingredients and harnessing the power of fermentation, a vigilante is born. Vigilante, not the hot sauce you always wanted, but the hot sauce you always needed.
My hero.
Rated E for everyone.
Hey, Cards fans, do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Dead air. Nikki. Dead air. Nikki gonna get fired, y'all. Dead air. I need to hire Lauren to do the board. Nikki. Really, Nikki? Dead air. I'm not texting either. Y'all see this?
We are right in the heart of winter, so it's time to ask yourself if your heating system can make it to spring. So if you have any issue with your heat, or if you know it's time for a new system, then you need to call DFH Company today. Now until January 31st, when you buy a complete Trane system, receive 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a Trane, so call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
The weather may be cold, but that's no excuse to not work on your game and get some swings in. Head to 5 Iron Golf, outfit with state-of-the-art TrackMan technology and high-speed cameras. Sweat it out with a serious practice sesh, or tee it up at PGA Tour venues like Pebble Beach or Valhalla. There's something for every level of golfer. Hungry? Grab a bite from our terrific gastro pub menu. Swing instruction and corporate event space available as well. Want to become a member? Check out our New Year membership deals at 5irongolf.com. 5 Iron Golf at 836 Market Street in Nulu.
This is Dr. Patel with New Horizons Foot and Ankle. If you're battling foot and ankle pain, dealing with sports injuries, looking for peak performance laser treatments, or even custom orthotics, we've got the advanced solutions to get you back on your feet pain-free. So don't wait. Visit KentuckyFootDoctor.com. That's KY Foot DOCTOR
is the number one
and take
killer.
your first step.
Dead air is the number two.
And make sure to catch me every
And it's
Thursday at
close.
10:30 on Middays with Marcus Maven, where I share tips and discuss the latest injuries in sports. New Horizons Foot and Ankle, where innovation meets excellence.
Your home for all things Louisville is
Mike
Kentucky
get
Branded.
fired and they
Located
press
at Shelbyville
charges.
Road Plaza, Kentucky Branded
you're
is
gonna
your
get canceled with a
one-stop
hot
shop for Louisville fan gear, state pride, city pride, urban-themed items and apparel, derby gear, and more. Get all your Cards gear at Kentucky Branded this basketball season. Check out the
Anna,
weekly
could you beat
sales
up,
promotions on Kentucky Branded's Facebook page or at www.kentuckybranded.com.
Especially at the
Kentucky
sports
Branded,
radio
your
place.
home for all things Louisville.
Actually, No, some of those other places are worse.
Hey, this is Bob Valdano. Winter's winding down. Spring is just around the corner. And that means it's time to get your HVAC system ready for the warmer months ahead. Ken J. Biener HVAC, your trusted American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, is offering a $95 air conditioning tune-up special. I use Ken J. Biener & Son for my HVAC services, and you should too. Call Ken J. Biener & Son HVAC today at 584-9960 and schedule your spring AC tune-up. That's BUEHNER, Ken J. Biener & Son, an American Standard heating and air conditioning deal.
This is Russ Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon Company, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville.
Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today. Before we hit the last of the Noah Waterman confidence level in the next game, if you don't have Rain Smith, I'm assuming he's a starter, right?
I would think so. Okay. Or Kanai was good. I thought Kanai was good last time. He still had a few defensive issues.
I know you gotta close out like your life depends on it, Kanai.
Yeah,
that's what you bring to the table, man.
Absolutely, man.
You had your man down a couple times. Steve, let me give you a bit of health advice, Steve.
Okay, I'm listening.
Listen, if you ever wake up and you have like a little tickly throat, or, feels, something might be coming along, this is what you do. You go make the most sugariest coffee that you can imagine and fight phlegm and mucus for a radio show, Steve. I mean, it's brilliant, right?
Yes.
It's like the smartest thing I've done in 2025. It's got up with my throat feeling off balance and had that sugary coffee with a great idea.
The only thing better than that, it must run in the show, was yesterday. We couldn't take calls for 20 minutes because Nick was on the toilet crapping his brains out and talking about his stomach hurt. So when I walk out there, I see him heating up a day-old bacon, egg, and cheese from McDonald's yesterday. And my stomach feels terrible.
It was a sausage, egg, and cheese. And it was from that morning. James Black gave it to me.
My stomach feels awful.
Well, there was room at the inn after what had happened, then I went to the bathroom. So
I was like, yeah, I bet.
that was listen, I hadn't had sugar in 6 months, and I just decided that this morning I wanted coffee with my sugar. And it's a terrible decision.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Noah Waterman. Here's the thing, Steve.
Oh, by the way, real quick, can I slip it in there?
Absolutely.
Tutu Atwell. Hey, Tutu Atwell. 1 year, $10 million guaranteed. How about that?
That's awesome. Where at?
Yep. To the Rams.
Okay, he's still with Rams.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. 1 year, $10 million guaranteed.
Good
for him.
That kind of speed costs money.
All right, back to what we're talking about now.
Noah Waterman is going to have the best practices. We're gonna
Second Life. What Second Life?
Yes.
Okay. Not like a full Second Life.
Noah Waterman, if he's down, if we're gonna assume that Noah Waterman is not gonna play in the next game, or even if he
Rain Smith. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rain Smith.
No, you're fine.
Even if because he won't be practicing. Rain will not be practicing, in my opinion.
No. Even if he's playing, yeah, he is. I happen to know someone very close to me who might have been privy to a practice here recently,
right?
And put it this way, the starters did. So we're clear.
Noah
It's that
Waterman,
time of year.
he should be the bounciest guy in practice. He should be the bounciest. His energy level, like I would have that if I'm an assistant. I would have that conversation with him right now. Listen, you have to have the best practice on this team. Everything we do in the drill, I need you to be at the top of your game, knowing there is no Rain Smith in your head, and we're going to be depending on you in this game. This is an opportunity for you to really get it going, really fully capitalize on your momentum. So confidence level in Noah Waterman is going to come from some good practices. On the wrap up big picture, Terrence Edwards Jr. awesome. Chucky is Chucky. Javon Hadley. James Scott is a tough SOB, man. And
yeah, he is.
Yep, and Noah Waterman. And get healthy, Rain. You want to give a shout out, Steve?
Yeah, no, get healthy, man. And if that's what if that's been on your mind lately, go or see my friends over at Tri-State Men's Health, man. If health is something, I know a lot of people are going through that right now, man. You're trying to get ready for the summer, the spring, and just anything, that's coming up, a lot of marathons, a lot of different things like that. Go see my friends over at Tri-State Men's Health, man. If you keep hitting a wall, like that's where I hear a lot of people say that, man, I'm at the age now where I just hit like a wall and I can't break through that. Well, it might be because there's something that your body needs, and go over there, let them check you out. You're going to go in, you're going to go to tristatemenshealth.com, take their low T quiz. It's 10 questions, 2 minutes, yes or no answers. Very easy to take. See if any of that applies to you. Go over there. It's going to be a 30-minute appointment. They're going to take your blood. They're going to look at all your numbers, and they're going to see if it's not for you, they're not going to put you on it. Like they'll say, hey, you're fine. You just, let's do this, this, and this. But if there is a deficiency there, they're going to help you out with that. And they'll make that program just for you, tailor-made to you. Okay, so whatever that is that you need, whether it's weight loss, whether it's energy, or whether it's if you're on the side of the 50% of men over the age of 50 deal with erectile dysfunction, they can help you with that too. But get over there, check them out. They got locations here in Louisville, they got locations in Northern Kentucky, throughout Ohio. Most importantly, though, go to Tri-State Men's Health and tell them you heard about them right here on 93.9 The Ville.
What you got up next, Nikki?
We got Pops and Paul, a little 3-point Thursday, and then 2 o'clock hour, we got Mark Schofield of USA Today. Going to talk a little bit about the combine and draft and our boy Tyler Shuck.
How about that?
So got a nice little program coming to you. 12 to 3.
Well, that's going to do it.
Probably listen to that.
Sorry about that.
Rich Eisen.
Mm-hmm. No, that's okay.
That's going to do it. Happy birthday.
Yeah, so listen to the V Show instead.
Happy birthday, one Catherine McMillan. That's going to do it for the last of the shout outs. As always, 8150 93.9 is always the number. 3831 93.9 is always the text line. The YouTube channel is normally made for the Ville. Middays with Marcus Baby, 93.9 The Ville. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Mark.